All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our small contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today I did inform you that we're going to be going over a new module or starting a new module. So let's dive right into the gas comparison of the constant and immutables versus the stores or the storages. So in this section, we'll be looking at the gas comparisons between constants and immutables versus storages. This is our small contract so far. It should look familiar because it's everything that we have from the last contract. So nothing's going to change. We're just going to scan over it really quickly and move down to some light reading. Let's go ahead and move down as much as we have to. Okay, so now that we have our constants and immutables, we can now see how expensive it is to deploy this contract as is. We will also see how expensive it is to call the fun function as well as with the constants and immutables. We will compile and deploy the small contract as usual. We will still be using the same price feed address that we have been using to deploy and call the latest answer function to get the latest price of Ethereum. Now, once we deploy our contract and we use our price feed address to deploy, we can check the terminal to see the actual cost of the transaction for deploying our contract. The entire cost of the transaction will be labeled transaction cost. We can locate that number and paste it right above our deploy function with the label with constants and immutables. Next, we can run the small contract again, but this time we will revert the minimum USD constant back to a store and revert it to the self.minimum USD. We will also turn all of the minimum USD constants into our contract back into our self.minimum USD. Basically, we're turning all of the constants that we have. We're going to turn them back into stores or variables so we can compare the prices between the constants and then the prices between the variables or the stores to see which one is more cost effective. Of course, the constants to be more cost effective, but we ran those anyway just to see what they were. Now, I don't have any examples of them right here because we did run it in a later module, so we will pick back up tomorrow, and maybe I'll just go back to run them so I can show you what those cost comparisons look like so you can see what the actual cost of running the contract with the constants as opposed to running them with the stores will look like. But of course, that's it for this module. It's a pretty short one. We were only going over cost comparisons and gas comparisons, so there really wasn't much to it. And if we don't come back in tomorrow to go over those numbers, we'll be starting a new module, which is going to be a default function fallback function, or default function, which is a fallback function. We'll be starting that tomorrow. And I know it sounds like a little redundant, but you'll see exactly why it's labeled that tomorrow. But I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, it's the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.